Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Anne. Over recent evenings, I've been looking at a list written for people who follow Jesus about what love is and what it is not. And this evening, I'd like to look at the statement, love is not irritable. I don't know about you, but I often get irritable, especially when I'm tired or stressed or worried. That's when I get grumpy and scratchy, and people can so easily get on my nerves. Staying cooped up at home during this time of isolation is hard and stressful for a lot of people. These circumstances can lead them to become more easily irritable and annoyed, to fly off the handle and quickly become angry. It's pretty normal to get angry in times of stress and worry, but what I do when I'm annoyed matters. I can so easily damage my relationships by what I do and say, and then later wish I hadn't done those things. I've also been in situations where people are feeling good, and it's a really nice place to be wherever it is, whether it's the office or a room in the house or wherever. And then someone walks into the office or the room and they are stressed to the eyeballs. They are in a bad mood because of it, and everyone else in the room can see that they are ready to blow up at the slightest thing. In that moment, no one is okay and relaxed, and that day or that evening quickly takes a turn for the worse. I grew up as one of 6 children in my family, and it was common for us kids to get into fights and arguments, and it would sort of go on and on and on until one of us or several of us would kick and hit each other, maybe. And then, of course, it would all dissolve in tears and accusations. Well, the older I got, the more I learned to control those angry impulses, because I have to confess, I did do my fair share of kicking and hitting when I got annoyed. But I learned to take better control of those feelings and to think about, as I say, what it meant, what was going on for the other person, what would be the consequences of anything that I did do, and also different ways that I could respond that would actually help sort things out in a positive kind of way. Responding in love, rather than being grumpy and irritable, can take such an effort. Oh, it can be so hard when you're in that kind of mind frame to actually pull out of it. But in the Proverbs, it talks about the difference between staying calm versus being hot-tempered. It includes things like an impulsive person has a short fuse and can ruin everything, but the wise show self-control. When your heart overflows with understanding, you'll be very slow to get angry. But if you have a quick temper, your impatience will be quickly seen by all. People with quick tempers cause a lot of quarrelling and trouble. When my children were teenagers and I got annoyed, my daughter would sometimes say to me, "Mum, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out." When she did that, it could make me more exasperated, but I understood where she was coming from, and I would cooperate and I would do what she'd asked me to do. And I'd take those moments to pause and let that deep breathing help me relax. And inevitably, it also helped me become calmer. I still find myself taking those deep breaths most of the time before acting impulsively in ways that can hurt and offend. In those moments of deep breathing, I also find myself praying to God to give me the strength to stay calm and not behave in negative and destructive ways. Are you someone who easily gets irritable but wants to be more loving in your life situations? Are you experiencing violence or other kinds of abuse because of someone's irritable and angry behaviour toward you? The Citywide website has a link that you can use to contact Pastor Matt if you'd like some support to help with your situation. Or you may want to contact a pastor of a different church. I've also put some contacts at the end of this reflection time if there are other contacts you'd like to use. Whatever your life situation, you can also pray to God for His love to wrap around you, His grace to hold you steady. In Psalm 130 and some of Psalm 131, it says this in the Passion Translation: "Your forgiving love is what makes you, God, so wonderful. No wonder you are loved and worshipped. This is why I wait on you, expecting your breakthrough, for your word brings me hope. I long for you more than a watchman would long for the morning light. I will watch and wait for you, O God, throughout the night. O people of God, keep hoping, keep trusting, and keep waiting on the Lord, for He is tender-hearted, kind and forgiving. He has 1,000 ways to set you free. He Himself will redeem you. He will ransom you from the cruel slavery of your sin. O people of God, your time has come to quietly trust, waiting upon the Lord now and forever. No matter how stressed and worried you feel, you can trust God and He will help you. Bye for now.